Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and I make videos about quilting and my creative life. Anywhere that you can find me is listed down in the description box. Other places online, TikTok and Instagram, where you can stay up to date with what I'm making daily. So today I'm coming on with a stash buster. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping. So I'm going to do the Moda Love Charm quilt. This is a free pattern and I'll leave the link for it down in the description below. So the whole quilt comes out at 32 by 32 inches. So it's not a huge quilt, probably more of a wall hanging, but I want to add a border around it. So I'm hoping it will come out a bit bigger. And then I'd like to just put it over the back of my armchair just to add a little bit of colour. And also then I can pull it over my lap. So it'll be a lap size quilt in the winter when it gets cold. So if you watched my video on quilting guilt, first of all, thank you so much for all of the wonderful comments. Everyone took so much time to leave wonderful and supportive comments, and I can't thank you enough for that. It really did reassure me to read all of those comments, so thank you so much. And in that video I also mentioned that the Festival of Quilts is coming up in just under 2 months, and I want to, this happens every year, but I want to try and use up some of my stash in anticipation for purchasing more. So obviously the pattern that I'm going to use is designed for charm packs. So I'm going to use this charm pack by Laurie Holt, which was very kindly sent to me by Missouri Star. I think I've pulled a few out of this. It does feel a little bit less, so there's not a full charm pack in here. I will leave the links to any of these charm packs or jelly rolls that I can in the description box below. With anything from Missouri Star, if you use the links in the description box, you get 15% off your entire purchase, and that is just an affiliate code, so I receive a small commission as a kickback from Missouri Star. Not a penny comes out of your pocket. I also always like to make that very clear. So this is the first one that I want to use. This is going to be the main body of the quilt. But then, because I'm going to add the border, I'm not sure if I'll add 5-inch squares as the border. I'll have to have a play around, or whether I want to add maybe 2.5 inches, because then I've got a mini charm pack, and I've also got a jelly roll that could just go into it just to try and extend it. So I've got the Moda 30s Playtime charm pack, which, as you can see, I've gone into. These go quite nicely with this one. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to try and mix the two together for the main body of the quilt, so that then the border doesn't look too different if they don't 100% match. So I'll be mixing the two in together. And then also for the border, I've got Love Lily by Moda, and this is a mini charm pack. Again, I think I've pulled some from this, so I'll show you that. And then I've got a jelly roll. These ones aren't as pastel colours as what are in the charm packs, but some of them might go. Like, for example, this might match quite nicely, so I'll just pull from what I can. I've already used some of this jelly roll, so it's not a complete jelly roll. Then for the background fabric, I've got this fabric that's got like a white leaf, so it's tone on tone, and it's got a white leaf on it. I recently bought this from Hobbycraft, and this is 1.5 meters, so this should be fine. And if you didn't watch my most recent video, I've now got a design wall, so as I'm making all of this, I can lay it all out on the design wall so that we can get a good overview of how the quilt is going to look. So I've just sat and sorted through combining the two charm packs together, and I've only got 38, so I must have dipped into the charm packs a lot more than I realised. So I'll have to have a look through my stash, see if I can pull anything together, cut it into 5 inches to match these. I've left some out that I don't think will provide a lot of contrast, and some colours that I didn't really like, some browns and things. I didn't think these ones would provide enough contrast against the white to make the star design really striking, so I'll see what else I can find to go with these, because in total you need 42, so I just need another 4. So I have now sewn all of the required half square triangles. It is 36 that you need, so you need 18 full pieces. When I actually read the pattern, when you look at the pattern, it says that you need a mode of charm pack, 42 5-inch squares. So in my mind, I read that, I thought, okay, I need a 42 squares, and that's why I went to all the effort counting them out and adding some extras. But then when you go down to the further instructions, you actually only need 30. So now I've got 12 left over. So I've got some left over here, so I'll put these into the border. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do the border. If I want to include the jelly rolls and that mini charm, then it's got to be 2.5 inches. Yeah, so I guess it'll have to be 2.5, but that won't add a lot, will it? I'll have to have a look. I'll get the main body of it done, and then I'll have a look to see how I want to arrange it. So in another video that I saw of someone making this quilt, I'll try and link it down below, so that's where I saw this, they arranged their blocks in like colour families, so all of the blues, all of the reds, all of the yellows together, and then they distributed that fairly across each section of the quilt, so that you made sure that you got a nice colour distribution. Or if you wanted to, you could do like a rainbow all the way around. I think that would look really nice. So I'm going to divide them all into their colours and get them laid out. So I've also pulled out this selection from the jelly roll that I've already opened. This one isn't a black, it is a blue, it's just shown up a bit darker. And I think that they go with the colours, and I'll also pick some colours from this that will go, and also dig into my stash. And I'm thinking I'm going to do a 2.5-inch square border. Maybe if I can get two rows of that out of this, that'll be a nice border. But before I do any border, I will put another, shall I go another 5-inch, because then that'll match everything then, so that there'll be another section of white before the border starts. That will make it wider even still, won't it? And then even after I've done these as the border, I'll probably put another strip of white on just to make it brighter, and then I can then use perhaps some of these for the binding of the quilt. Get everything used up, a total stash buster. Oh yes, that one and that one, they're too close. So this is just the amazing thing about having the design wall, isn't it, that you can have it up here and decide what needs moving. So I'm going to have it here, go for lunch, come back, fresh set of eyes, and look over it again to see if I still like it. So I've pretty much finished the main quilt top now. I just need to press it and attach the rows together. I've joined it together with chain piecing and that webbing method where you don't cut the chain pieces in between. Does it look like I've got any strips on the wrong way? So yeah, I'm just going to press all the seams now because I haven't pressed anything while I was joining it, and sew the rows together. I love the colours through the back. You can see how vibrant they are. So yesterday I had a change of plan and I left it alone. Before I'd done the border, I went out to walk the dog and I thought the squares just don't go with the vibe of this, and I thought I wonder if I can make it work with half square triangles, and I really like this border. I've made all of the triangles here. I just need to put them up on the board. But I just want to sort of finesse the colour placement and things, and then I'll put some of the white in each corner. Hopefully it fits okay. But yeah, I think that goes a lot better. I'm not going to come on camera because I'm still in my pyjamas. Does anyone else do that? Just sew until they go to bed and then just wake up and they want to do it again? And having the quilt on the wall is just so much more motivating to do that. So yeah, I really like it. And I was thinking I wanted to hand quilt it because this area would look really nice with like a crosshatch on it. But if you've ever worked with these type of fabrics where it's got that white, it's almost like like it's painted on. They're really stiff, aren't they? And they are quite hard to hand, so I've worked with these hand sewing before, so I just know that this will kill my hands to do the hand quilting on that. So I'll definitely be quilting it on the machine. It's small enough to be able to quilt through my own machine. But in the comments, let me know what type of pattern you would do on this. Obviously I can't do free motion or anything like that. I could do straight lines, but have you also seen a lot of people at the moment doing like zigzags or like those wavy stitches on the machine? I could do that. If I do straight lines, I might just do a crosshatch across the whole thing. I don't fancy stitching in the ditch all that way. I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll update you once I've got these sewn together. Oh, I should also say that all of the half square triangles were just the ones that I initially discarded, so now I've only got a few left. I did have to use some browns, but I don't think it matters too much, so I'm happy to have used up pretty much 2 charm packs, so it is quite a good stash buster. And of course the seam ripper is out. I've only gone and attached the border on the wrong way. The wide bits are meant to be here, and it was really annoying because this seam took me ages to do because I had to ease it in a little bit. One was a bit bigger than the other, so we'll just start again. I hate seam ripping. I always rip the fabric, so I'm obviously trying not to do that here, just taking extra care. I don't know if this is not sharp enough. I've seen people just go whoop, all the way down the seam, but that ends in disaster when I do that. Sometimes I would just prefer a sharp pair of scissors and just snip away. I've seen some people go whoop and just rip it apart. I don't think I could do that. I think I saw Kate at the last Homely House do that a couple of weeks ago. Before I finish the video, I wanted to give you a little update and show you where I'd gotten to, and as you can see, I've added some quilting lines onto the quilt. I decided to add a wavy line diagonally, just in the one direction. I decided to do this for 2 reasons. Number 1, I saw it on Instagram and I thought that looked so cool. Number 2, I couldn't be bothered to mark the lines. And let me tell you, this type of quilting is so forgiving. And this is the backing on the quilt. This is actually a cotton sateen, so it's got a lovely soft finish to it, so I really like that, and you can see the quilting lines showing up really nicely. And this fabric was from Rainbow Fabrics. There's a discount code in the description where you can, there she is. There's a discount code in the description where you can get 20% off your order, and they're a dead stock company, so they specialise in limited runs of fabric. So unfortunately, when it's gone, it's gone. This one, I will keep the binding. I'll keep it at this stage for a little bit because I'm not in the mood to do the binding at the moment. I've got the hexagon quilt that I'm currently hand sewing the back on, but I'm going to bind this with those jelly roll strips that I showed you that I thought I was going to use in the quilt. So yeah, I'll use those to bind. I usually like a 3-inch binding, but it doesn't matter on this occasion. So that's the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed making this little quick project with me, and I can't believe I have pretty much finished a quilt in less than a week. I say pretty much because the binding, it's a nice job, so I'll just do that in a couple of weeks, just when I'm feeling in the mood for the binding, you know. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.